revealing you for the pussy bitch you are. You should not be crying on the internet. Never, ever. And don't be one of those grief visitors where you grieve for others. Like if someone dies and you don't know them, well, don't pretend like you do on their memorial pages. That's just bad news, people. Memorial pages to me are just bad in general because they, the fallen, deserve more than a memorial page. They deserve a place in all of our hearts, if you know what I mean. And that's where they go. They don't go on the internet where these grief visitors, they attach themselves and pretend they knew him when they didn't. And that's why there's the troll. So the troll beats the stupid out of us. The troll makes us men again. And if you're a woman, it turns you into a woman. It makes you develop thicker skin. They should be thanked. They should be paid. They are to be reckoned with, if you guys know what I mean. Also, another thing that should be said is that Goofy Bone, for those of you guys like him, I know some of you guys don't, but I think a majority of my fans do like Goofy Bone. So he returns the 24th of November, which is basically a month away, motherfucker. Seriously, who gets a 3-month vacation? Man, even those lazy-ass French people, they don't get 3 months vacation. They get 5 weeks. Or, I'm sorry, 3 months. Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit sugar high right now. I just ate a ton of chewy lemon head and Friends. It's a fruit candy. Because you see, Halloween's pretty close. I'm one of those people that says, okay, let's pre-purchase a ton of this candy, put it in a little bowl that's black, but there's no black people around it. But here's the thing. Whenever you buy all this amount of candy, like probably $50 worth, because you paid so much money, you're like, okay, that's an investment that's sitting in front of you in your living room. You're just thinking, okay, well, what am I doing with it? So what you do as an honest American is you sift through it and you get the best of that candy. You don't just give away a ton of candy to little shitheads. You give them the Tootsie Rolls. You give them the dingiest of the dingy of what you bought. Because that $50 could have went elsewhere. That could have went to a Poison concert. You know that band? They had that cover where it's all four of their faces and they all look like women. I had a friend. His name is Joey Chestnut. He tends to eat a lot of hot dogs. I think he ate like 50 or so. He won some sort of championship. He said he wanted to bang them. Bang those chicks. But because they all dyed their hair blonde and wore makeup, he couldn't tell. He thought they were chicks. I don't know. It's just the way things are going. You know, everything's a tranny. Everybody's a tranny. You know, a lot of people are casting the gays and trannies in the same box. And that's just the way we're moving forward in this world. I can't imagine what this world's going to be in 100 years. Oh, I weep in sorrow for our years in the future. But hopefully the robots will take over by then. And they will correct our self-made errors, if you guys know what I mean. But anyways, it is about 34 minutes in. I would like to play a song. I always try to play a song. And it's not just so I can go in the chat room and talk. It's so you people can listen to something else besides my voice. So as usual, I have this one song I've been playing on the Radioland. And it's by the Long Tall Texans. It's called Get Back, Wet Back. It's a very catchy tune. So if you are offended, just get over it and take a listen and enjoy.
You gotta get back, way back, you know we're gonna hear. There's everything, all of it's
Thank you. That was Get Back by the Long and Tall Texans. I wanted to say, okay, man. I wanted to say hello. Usually I take that music break, honestly, to scroll through the chat and see who's come to my show. So far we got listener, Sweet Smiles, Grandpa Al, Aaron, Ash, Rick, Blake and Jade, Stabby McCugs, Pumpkin Face. If I missed anybody, let me know, because if you don't say something down in the chat, I'm going to look away and forget about you forever, at least till the show's over, when I scroll and read through all the shit you guys are talking about me, which obviously offends the fuck out of me. Oh, yes, and Taco, please, thank you for coming to my show. You may or may not be a sock puppet, but that's fine. Socks are welcome here. Anyways, guys, as you may or may not know, this is a Sunday show. And like most Sundays, and like most men, we all watch football, if you're an American. Although I did not watch it, I saw the last 5 minutes of the game of the Phillies versus Cardinals. Phoenix Cardinals, not the St. Louis Cardinals. We're talking about football, not baseball. Baseball sucks. Don't ever watch baseball, or as the British people call it, rounders. Don't ever watch baseball. It's terrible. It's fun to play, but terrible to watch. So, yeah, my team won, which is awesome because that means all these people that are only here to play in Phoenix are just here for the money. Basically, yeah, we won. So that means total coolness in my life. Everything's going to change. My team won. Yeah, America. Phoenix, where you at? Fuck you. Another thing is, there's a little hot and sly honey on Spreaker. Her name's Fab Days. She happens to, unfortunately, be a Canadian. But in this world, we cannot be perfect. I'm still under the impression that Canada does not exist. I do see that my vacuum is made in Canada. But I'm thinking Canada is like, I don't know, like just another name for like South Dakota or something, because I don't think it exists, because I have not been there. I've seen no proof outside of some obviously photoshopped images on the internet about Canada. So I don't know. She's, I guess, from Fantasyland, another fantasy city called Toronto. And we all know Toronto is just like a New York City wannabe. And so it's just all like comic book stuff. But unlike the comic books, Fab Days is a real person. And I'm trying to convince her, with a little bit of progress, that she needs to come to a show. She's a very fascinating individual. I won't get too much into her because I don't know what she likes to reveal or whatnot, but she has a lot to talk about. Always something interesting going on in her life that's very different from mine. Mine's very boring. I usually cry myself to sleep as I count the angels go from one hand to the other. But she's going to do a show, or at bare minimum, if she's not going to do a show, which I'm still pushing, that she at least comes and gets interviewed by a few different hosts, not just me. Well, obviously I have first dibs on her because I'm the top dog here. But then all the other little, hush puppies around here, they'll come snipping at my heels. I want some Fab. I want some Fab. I want some Fab. And, that's fine. That's fine. I just get first dibs, so. Also, I wanted to report something. And I hate to bring this up at the last, bit of the show, but I did lose my job at McDonald's. What happened was they forced me to work Saturdays. And, 2 Saturdays ago, I just didn't show up. I had a lot of PTO, paid time off. And so I thought, okay, well, I have about 40 hours of PTO. To me, I try not to work Saturdays because that's a very sacred day to me. That's a day of rest. So what happened was, called in and said, hey, I'm sick. Can't prove I'm not, motherfuckers, but I said I was. And I can't come in, I'm sorry. Even though it's mandatory Saturday, I'm not coming in. So, like the bitches they were, they fired me the next Tuesday. They fired me the 21st. So since the 21st, I've been without work. I've been without woman. Instead, I've replaced work and women with lots of drugs. And it's everything it's been built up to be. Man! The drugs replace everything, and it's great. Oh, yes. All of them. All types. Everything. Just stick it in a little pill and put it in my mouth. And once these drugs start working, you just stick them up your butt because that has the 100% absorption rate. Or it's not 100%, it's like 97%. Whereas if you take a pill, it's like 30%. So, hey, I'm prepared to go to desperate measures and desperate times. My mother and father, I shouldn't say his name on here. He said next time I talk about him on the show, he's going to fucking strangle me. But my mother and father have agreed to not kick me out soon as long as I find a new job. So if you guys have a new job out there for me, please post it. I do need to find work. I do have a wage I look for, and that is about... I don't want to work for anything higher than $7 because then I feel like I'm stealing from a company. I feel that my depression-laced glasses are just so bad for you. So, someone calling me? Pumpkin Face, you're calling me? I'm gonna have to decline it. Sorry, friend, but I cannot take calls on here. Maybe at some point you guys can teach me how to take calls. And once I do take calls, I will buy the 3-hour plan and then just have a real Sunday show. How's that sound, motherfuckers? Because there's no other shows after this as far as I'm concerned. Or that I know. I mean, I don't listen to those foreign other shows. But thanks, Pumpkin, for calling me. Maybe we can talk off the air. And it's been about 45 minutes, so the